Gross, the LA probate expert. And today we're going to talk about why you shouldn't use in-house escrow companies, why they don't serve you as the attorney on a probate case or as the petitioner on a probate case, and why it's important to get the best service possible and or the best execution. So, oftentimes people look at escrow as just a, independent process in the sale of a property and don't realize that they have a choice as to who to use. Agents will often want to pick a company that they think will give good service, but the office managers and brokers and owners of companies oftentimes will want you to use a certain company because they have a financial incentive to use that company. And so in California, we have actually broker-owned escrows where the broker owns the escrow company, and the only reason they do it is not, and I've been in management, it's not because they think it's giving better service to the attorney or better service to the customer. It's because they think they're going to make some more money. And where does that money come from? Well, in a competitive market, it really comes out of poorer service. They pay their employees a little less, they offer a little lower level service, and they get to keep some of the profit. And so what I find in my experience is that when these agents force you to use their company, you're putting at risk your transaction, and many times even the listing agent doesn't understand how they're doing that. I came across a recent example I wanted to share with you about how this works. So one of the largest listing agents in Los Angeles in probate, and they have their in-house escrow company they forced us to use. They had it written in the contract before we bid on it in court, and then again when we signed the contract, they made us right away agree to use their company. And my buyer was willing to do it, and in this case, I think it worked poorly for the seller and poorly for the listing agent and poorly for the attorney. How so? Well, number one, even though this was supposed to be a court confirmation closing in 10 days after the court date, assuming the judge signs the order, in this case, the escrow company didn't even give us the opening package until 8 days. Meaning they already had a buyer, they renewed the property, they had the title report, they had disclosures. All they do was copy the file, change the name of the agent, change the name of the buyer, change the sales price, and issue it. It took them 8 days to do this. Why so long? Because they don't really care. They have the business. The broker is forcing people to use that in-house company and paying their agents basically for a kickback to use that company. And so we have poor service out of the gate on this transaction, 8 days before we can get the opening package. And then second, in a limited authority case or a case that requires court confirmation of sale, the timeline is that the close of escrow should be 10 days after the judge signs the court order. So if you prepare the order properly, the judge signs it within a few days. That day that it's signed, it's noted on the internal note system. You know when it's signed. And literally you can go to court that day in the records department on the first floor and get a certified copy. Now, most attorneys don't know how to get that. They rely on a vendor like the bond company to get that for them. That can take a few days. Or a title company. Again, used to be we were in court every day. Now people come in once a week or two. Truth is, any attorney service can get a copy of that deed right away. It just costs $65 plus delivery costs to get that done. And so I offer that service for my attorneys and for my clients on probate confirmation cases because I'm getting paid good money. That's just part of the service is getting the document right away. But in this case, the escrow didn't even think to ask the title to get a copy of it. They didn't follow up with the attorney to get it. The attorney is depending on the bond company. And in this case, in fact, they never gave us an official copy. Now, we don't need it. This is a relic from the 1980s when we had certified copies, but it is the law. And it turns out in this case, my buyer was ready to close and anxious to close on the property. But this is a case where the seller was saying time was of the essence and made us sign penalties in case we were late. And truth is, if my buyer wanted to stall, there was nothing they could do until after they gave us this document, and then they'd have to wait another 10 days, which they never did. And so the escrow company doesn't follow up on it, then nothing really happens. And so what I would say is the best solutions are twofold. Either one, pick a company because they're best in class. Meaning, I always say the North Star for a business is what's best for a client. If you serve your clients, you'll make a fair profit. If you don't serve your clients, business gets very difficult. And so pick an escrow company not because they're going to kick back to me $100. I get paid really well to close the escrow. I don't need $100 or $200 extra commission to pick an escrow company. I want the best company to give my clients the best service, particularly experts in the probate process. Or two, if you're going to settle for average service, save some money. I work with a company that charges 0 to the seller on our limited authority cases and gives, I would say, above average service. And because my team follows up on them, my clients end up with very good service. So whether you use the best in class or save money, at least know going in that you want to get the best solution for your business. Just because an agent tells you they have an escrow company, ask them the question, is it owned by your brokerage, and how much more do you make using them? And is that why you're choosing them for your business? As always, I'm Bill Gross, the LA Probate expert. If I can help answer these or other questions, feel free to call or text me. My contact info